Hi students, myself Satish Kumar Konidala, Assistant Professor, School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Vignan's Foundation for Science, Technology and Research, Guntur. In this video, importance of acid-base buffers in pharmaceuticals. In our body or biological system, so there is a different types of environments are present. In our body or biological system, there are different types of environments are present. That means acidic environment, basic environment, neutral environment. So that means our isotonic environment. So these environments are required to maintain the homeostasis of our body. So that means, so each and every biological system will require a particular environment. In that particular environment only, regular biological are performed in a optimum manner. So when there is a disturbance of these environments, which may lead to the disturbance of homeostasis condition in our body. So for that reason, so you have to maintain a particular environment. That means either acidic environment or basic environment. That means when you administer a particular pharmaceutical dosage form into a biological system or into the humans, and that should not change the biological environment or physiological environment of that particular biological system, or they should correct the changed biological environment. So that means by providing this type of pharmaceuticals, they can able to produce the homeostasis condition. For that reason, we should know what is meant by acid, what is meant by base, what is meant by buffer. So then only we can understand what is the role of these compounds, how they are modifying the environments which are present in our body. I will give some simple example for the acids and bases in our daily life. So for example, in case of citrus fruits, so they are having the citric acid, that is a acidic in nature. So this acid will provide antioxidant activities. The learning outcomes of this video includes student could understand the basic concepts of acid, base, and buffers. That includes buffer capacity, different types of buffer systems in biological and pharmaceuticals. And they could understand the role of buffers and isotonic solutions in pharmaceutical and biological systems. The contents of this video includes definitions for the acid, base and buffers, pH, Sorensen pH scale, types of buffers, buffer equation, buffer capacity, and different types of buffers in biological and pharmaceutical systems, isotonic solutions, that includes measurement of tonicity, adjustment methods for tonicity. So let us discuss one by one. First we will start with the acid. An acid is a substance that can release the H plus ions when it is dissolved in water. So when the acid is dissolved in water, that can release the H plus ions. So that substance is called as acid. Example for this one is hydrochloric acid. It is denoted as HCl, hydrochloric acid, which is denoted as the HCl. So when you see in this hydrochloric acid, bigger circle represents the chloride ion and smaller circle represents the H plus ion, so hydrogen ion. So when it is dissolved in water, then it can ionize. Ionize means dissociate or divide. It is break into two ions. So chloride ion, so that is a Cl minus ion, and H plus ion. So that means the substance which can able to produce H plus ion when it is dissolved in water, and that substances are called as acid. Understood? So acid is a substance that can able to release the H plus ions when it is dissolved in a aqueous solution or water. Simple example is hydrochloric acid. And coming to the characteristics of acids, so it includes the acids produce the H plus ions when it is dissolved in aqueous solution or water. I already said that the acid can produce the H plus ion when it is dissolved in the aqueous solution or water. Okay, the acids having the sour taste and which is a poisonous, so which is a poisonous and corrosive in nature. So the acids are poisonous and corrosive in nature, and which is having the pH less than 7. The pH of the acids is less than 7. So we'll discuss what is meant by pH later. So just remember the acids consisting of pH less than 7. Okay, and it can able to turn the blue litmus paper to red color. So these acids can turn the blue color litmus paper to red color. Generally, litmus papers are used for testing the pH of a particular solution. Litmus papers are used for testing the pH of particular solution. So there are three types of litmus papers are there: blue color litmus paper, red color litmus paper, and pH indicator or universal pH indicator paper. Okay, so the acids having the capability to convert or turn the blue color litmus paper to red color when it is dipped in the acid. Okay, and these acid has the capability to break down the metals. So they can break down the metals. When it is dissolved, if the acid is dissolved in a solution, the solution which can able to conduct the electricity. Also, so when you add the acid to a particular solution, it can produce the solution that can able to conduct the electricity. And these acids will react with the metals to form these salts and hydrogen. So for example, when you take the acid, and when this acid is reacted with the metals, when this acid is reacted with the metals, then they can able to form the salt of that acid and metal plus H plus ions. And if the acid is reacted with the carbonate or bicarbonates or hydrogen carbonate, or it is also called as bicarbonate. So when the acid is reacted with the carbonate or hydrogen carbonate, then it can able to form the salt plus water and carbon dioxide. So when the acid is reacted with the metals, in that case they can able to form the salt and hydrogen. But when the acid is reacted with the carbonate or hydrogen carbonate, then it forms the salt, water and carbon dioxide. So when this acid is combined or reacted with the metal oxides or hydroxides, then it can able to form only the salt and water. Only. So that means when it is reacted with the metal oxides and hydroxide, it can only form the salt and water, but not the carbon dioxide. But in case of when the acid is reacted with the carbonate or hydrogen carbonate, it can able to form the salt, water and carbon dioxide also. But in case of metal oxides and hydroxide, the acid can able to form the salt and water only. Okay, so these are the characteristics of acids. And coming to the bases, so base is a substance when it is dissolved in water or aqueous solution. So base is a substance when it is dissolved in water or aqueous solution, then it can able to produce OH minus, that is a hydroxyl ions, OH minus ions. So when it is dissolved in the aqueous solution, the substance can able to produce the OH minus or hydroxyl ions, and that substances are called as base. Okay, so example is sodium hydroxide, so which is denoted as NaOH. Sodium hydroxide is the example for base. And here when you see in this, so here when you observe this, so this is the sodium and the center one is the oxygen and the smaller one is the hydrogen. Okay, so that is a OH, these two are OH. and when they are dissolved in aqueous solution, then the sodium hydroxide is dissociated into or separated into Na plus and OH minus. Na plus and OH minus ions. So that means it produces the hydroxyl ion. So that's why it is considered as the base. The NaOH is considered as the base. And coming to the characteristics of base, so base having the bitter taste. The bases having the bitter taste and slippery feel. And having the slippery feel. So why it is having the slippery feel? The base will react with the H plus ions which are present in our hand or arm. Okay. So the base, so that is it is having the OH minus ions, and it can able to react with the H plus ions which are present in our amino acids. So that means our body is a composition of the amino acids. In that amino acids, H plus ions are present. So when this hydroxyl ion is combined with the H plus ions, thereby it can able to form the salt or soap. That's why we felt that the slippery sensation. Okay. So due to the formation of soap by the reaction of hydroxyl ion present in the base with that of the H plus ions present in the amino acids of our body, that they can able to form the soap. So then we can felt the slippery sensation. Okay. And the second characteristic is they can break down the fats and oils. They can break down the fats and oils. And the formula of bases ends with the OH. The chemical formula of the bases ends with the OH. And it is also having the poisonous and corrosive nature. So they are poisonous and corrosive to the skin. And these having the pH greater than 7. So these bases having the pH greater than 7. So that means acids having the pH less than 7 and bases having the pH greater than 7. Okay. They can turn the red litmus to blue litmus. So in case of acids, it can turn blue litmus to red litmus, but bases can turn the red litmus to blue color. And when the base react with the acid, then it can able to form the salt and water. Salt and water. Okay. So when the base is react with the acid, it can able to form the salt and water. Okay. And when the base is heated with ammonium salts, so it can produce the ammonia gas. So it can produce the ammonia gas. So when the base is reacted with the ammonium salts, so it can produce the ammonia gas. So when the base is treated with the one metal salt or one type of metal salt, then it can produce the another type of metal salt and it's metal hydroxide, metal and metal hydroxide. So these are the characteristics of base. So first thing is that it is having the bitter taste, and they can produce the slippery feel and can break down the fats and oils, and the formula of these bases ends with the OH. Bases are poisonous and corrosive in nature. They are having the pH greater than 7. They can turn the red litmus to blue color, and when they are reacted with the acid, they can form the salt and water. And when the base is treated or heated with the ammonium salts, which can produce the ammonia gas, and when it is treated with the one type of metal salt, they can produce the another type of metal salts and metal hydroxide. So these are the characteristics of bases. And here are some theories related to the acids and bases. So that means, so some of the scientists proposed the different types of theories related to the acid and base. So first theory is the Arrhenius theory. So first one is the Arrhenius theory. According to the Arrhenius, acid is the substance when it is dissolved in the water or aqueous solution which can increase the H plus ion concentration or hydronium ion concentration. So when it is dissolved in water, for example, particularly when it is dissolved in the water, so when it is dissolved in water, for example, when you add the acid, so when the acid is dissolved in water, so then what will happen? Generally H plus V ions are produced and these two combine together and forms the hydronium ion. Hydronium ion. So according to the Arrhenius, the acid is a substance when it is dissolved in water, then it can able to increase the concentration of hydronium ion. Hydronium ion. And base, so according to the Arrhenius, so the base is the substance when it is dissolved in water which can increase the concentration of OH minus ion. OH minus ion. So when it is dissolved in water, so it can able to increase the OH minus ion. So in case of acid, the acid can able to increase the concentration of hydronium ion, but in case of base, when it is dissolved in water, it can increases the concentration of OH minus or hydroxyl ion. Another theory that is proposed by the Bronsted-Lowry. So according to the Bronsted-Lowry, acid is nothing but a substance which can able to donate proton. So a substance which can able to donate proton, it is considered as the acid. So whether it is producing H plus ion or not, according to the Bronsted-Lowry, the acid is the substance which can able to donate the proton to the another substance. Okay, and base is the substance which can accept the proton. Accept the proton. So acid is donates the proton. Base is the substance which can accept the proton. Okay. So that means these two are having the non-bonding pair of electrons. That means the base having the non-bonding pair of electron. Non-bonding pair of electron, then only it can accept the proton. Okay. And when you see in the conjugate base and conjugate acid, so according to the Bronsted-Lowry, conjugate base is nothing but the species which is remained so after losing a proton from the acid. For example, when you take the HCl, so HCl is the example for acid. So when it is dissolved in water, then what will happen? So there is a formation of hydronium ion. Hydronium ion. That means the H plus of acid is transferred to the water and remaining is Cl minus. And this one is considered as the conjugate base of this acid. Okay. And conjugate acid is nothing but, for example, when you reverse this equation, that means consider this one as the, so that means and consider this one as the acid, and when it is donates or when the base is accepting the proton, then it can form the HCl and water. So the conjugate base in case of this water is nothing but water. So that means the conjugate base is nothing but the substance or the species. So that means the conjugate base is nothing but the species which are remained after acid donating the proton. So when the acid is donating the proton to this water, so the base conjugate base is nothing but chloride. And when the base accept the proton from this acid, the remaining portion is nothing but the water. So conjugate acid is nothing but the species which is remained after base has accepted the proton. After the base has accepted the proton. So this is the difference between the conjugate base and conjugate acid. So in this example, water can act as both acid and base. That's why the water is considered as the amphoteric in nature. So water can act as both acid and base. So when it is in hydronium form, it acts as the acid, and when it is in H2O, so it is act as the base. So that's why it is termed as the amphoteric in nature. So that means a strong acid has the weak conjugate base. So that is a weak conjugate base. The strong acid has the weak conjugate base, and the weak acid has the strong conjugate base. Examples are, when you see in the acid, so like ethanol, so the molecular formula for this one is C2H5OH. So when it is donating the proton, the remaining one is C2H5O minus. C2H5O minus. And this one is a strong in nature, that is a strong conjugate base, and this is the weak acid. So ethanol is the weak acid, and when it donates the proton, it is converted into a strong conjugate base. So that means a strong acid has the weak conjugate base, a weak acid has the strong conjugate base. And next one is the Lewis theory. According to the Lewis, acid is the substance which can accept the pair of electrons. So according to the Lewis, acid is nothing but they accept a pair of electrons. Okay? And base is nothing but the substance which can donate the pair of electrons. So in case of acid, it can able to form the covalent bond with the substance to which the electron pair is donated. Examples are AlCl3, SO2, SO3, BF3. So when you observe all these examples, so there is no H plus or hydrogen in their chemical structure. So that means, so according to the Arrhenius or according to the Bronsted, so what they said, acid is the substance which can able to produce hydronium ion. So that is according to the Arrhenius. And according to the Bronsted-Lowry, acid is the substance which can able to donate proton. Hydrogen is present in their chemical structures. But in case of Lewis, the acid is a substance which can accept the one electron pair. So when you see in all these chemical structures, there is no hydrogen present in these substances. These are also act as the acids. So that means there is no requirement of hydrogen in their chemical structures to act as the acid. According to the Lewis, the base is a substance which can donate the pair of electrons. So the base is the substance which can donate the pair of electrons. So when you observe here, so some of the chemical structures like ammonia and chlorine. So that means not only the substance which are having the OH group, but some of the substances according to the Lewis may act the bases when they are having the capability to donate the electron pair. Okay, so this is about the theories related to the acids and bases.